Used to be when I got older, if you picked up a girl, the first thing my dad checked out was the size of her feet. And if she had too small a feet, nope, she'd be no use in the moss, she would sink. So you had to make sure you get a girl with big feet. I've been about the moss about 60 years now. When you were fit to work, your dad would have made you go to the moss.
That wasn't a volunteer thing?
It was compulsory in the holidays. In the good weather, the moss was the place. And if you weren't at that, you're out kicking hay. My dad was sitting looking out the window waiting for the good weather, and that was it. He'd been away paring maybe 2 days. You had to pare the top off the ground, you see, to get down into the peat.
We called it flow.
Yeah.
But I've heard it called, is it scra?
Parin the Scra first to get out the peat. And one day I thought it was for the edge of the mountain. He was paring away ahead of us. We couldn't get him stopped. If you were down on the hole, you braced it, that was going straight into the moss face. But if you were starting on level ground, that was stanking. You were digging down into it. And then he put them in the wheelbarrow, maybe a dozen or 18 of them, you wheeled them out, tapped them in a big soggy lump. And then they lay there till they dried a bit, and you had to come back in a couple of days and spread them all out. They used to say it's wonderful the works of wheelbarrow, especially the trannel. There was a bit complicated bit of gear that.
What did you do for grub in the middle of the day?
Well, your mother would have had the pots and pans where, and you lit a big fire. Oh, the stew was powerful, that fire in the moss, if the breeze was coming again you. But you'd have boiled eggs, and sometimes you heard them bang, and you forgot about them, they would burst. Oh, you're that busy, you forgot to eat.
Show us what the fitting is and what the castling is.
Castling lets the air through them better. They'll not sit when they're too soft to castle. So you just lean them up against other, and then you castle them for that. The fatting just dries them out a day or two, and then they're hard enough to castle. And that's the final, the wind blows through them better like that. Good weather, a couple of weeks we'd done them, and then it was the drawn home. That was a big shift. You got to sit on top of the load of peats and the tractor up the road.
You had to cut enough peats in the summertime to dig you the whole winter.
Oh, you need it for the year. If you got it wrong, you were in trouble.
You were cowl.
Well, you were in trouble, you were cowl, or there were no such thing as buying peat, for nobody else wanted to sell you. They needed the rain. But there was gay enough and peats left. Yeah, I always made sure there were enough peats in. We'll just do one more load, to be sure.
And you were ready for him?
We were ready for him, it's just to be sure, in case we ran out.
Does people still do it, Morris?
Oh, you get idiots out there yet, aye, but it's nearly all machine cut now. Some old boys for the novelty would work with luggies, peat spades, just for the novelty. Aye, them were the days now. You look back on it, it's sad too, there's not enough of it. The youngins nowadays never got that experience. It's all about telephones now and PlayStations. And sad.
There's a lot of words being lost now, Morris.
Yep.
And you don't hear them much.
Aye.
Is there any of them that is particularly brings back memories for yourself?
I come out with words yet, and folk will say, what was that, Ian? What was that, Ian? Because every era had their, 10 mile could make a big difference to some of the words you used. And even yet, I have a friend that was a lecturer, and even yet he would say, what was that one? We'll have to notate that and keep them old words, to keep it going. So, but you didn't really think on them, you just say them and then you look back, I did say that. 4-letter words like smee again and gan, they're not in the dictionary anymore.
Where are you gone to?
Gan, G-A-N-N, like it's not in the dictionary and it's no, just, it's what you would call that, just the way we talk, I call.